Let's go to Romans the 11th chapter and read about what the downfall of Israel brought forth, what that casting away into slavery and being scattered throughout all the nations of the earth brought forth. Okay? It came about because of disobedience, but it brought about the salvation or possibility of salvation to the Gentiles. Romans 11 and 1, it reads, I say then, hath God cast away his people? See, he told the Romans this, and it is interesting that he tells the Romans this, because it is out of Rome that you have this church who says that salvation is only through them. Okay, the church was established in the wilderness. Stephen says this, and you can read it in Acts the 7th chapter, talking about Israel. But you have the Roman Catholic Church who says, hey, they are the church. They are the true church of God, and then it's only through them that one can gain salvation. This is a lie. They are of the devil. Okay? Doctrines of devils. Falsehood. It's a Babylonian system. Has nothing to do with the God of this creation, but of the God of this world, which is Satan. Romans 11 again and 1, it says, I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul was an Israelite. And he's telling these Romans, hey, look, how did God do away with me, or the Israelites, if I'm an Israelite and I'm coming to you bringing his message? Many thought, or they assumed that, hey, Israel was done. That God was done dealing with Israel. But let's look at this. Let's start at verse 8. According as it is written, God had given them in the spirit of slumber. I'm going to go to verse 7. Start from there. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So there were some that see. Like even today, there are some that see, but the majority are blind. But they are starting to wake up. Verse 8. According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? So have the Israelites fallen so that they should never rise again? Paul says, God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles to provoke them to jealousy. Okay? And that's part of the reason, that's what came out of disobedience, our fall. But also, the Gentiles were able to gain salvation. Now, does this mean that, hey, Israel is done away with? We already read. Paul said, God forbid. We're going to find out something. 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, to the Gentiles who were outside of the Commonwealth of God, of Israel, who didn't know about the covenant. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? See, there is fullness to come again, brothers and sisters. Let's go to the 21st verse. It says, or 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. So that's to those Gentiles or Europeans who act as if they are the ones who have the word of God now, as if they are Christians and they are who God is dealing with right now. Look, God is the same. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. What he set up and established, he does not have to do away with. He does not change. Okay? He set it up to where Israel was going to be a kingdom of priests. Jesus said with his own mouth, salvation is of the Jews. Okay? So if you want salvation, you're going to have to come through Israel and be spiritual Israel and come be a part of that commonwealth. See, I'm speaking to those who say that Israel can be saved, but I'm also, or anybody that's not Israel can be saved, but I'm also speaking to those who think that the Lord is not dealing with Israel and that he's only dealing with who we consider European Christians. Okay? Because there is that doctrine now. You even have those who say that